ended up selling all of my individual stocks. This was at the beginning of the year, and I converted my public stock portfolio that's worth around $100,000 all to index ETFs. And in this video, I want to talk about the reasoning behind that. If you followed me for a while, I've had a public portfolio where I've talked about individual stocks, probably going back to, call it 2019 when I first started making TikToks. And this year was the year I decided to simplify my overall approach. Life happens. I have a little bit less time to dive into individual stocks and really follow them closely. Also have to factor in how much time you spend on that, and then what are your returns versus something like just buying and holding index ETFs. And what I found after doing it probably since 2017, where I started tracking it in a portfolio and then talking publicly about it a couple years later, is that you're going to have some big winners, but you're also going to have losers that balance it out. And when I back tested having that portfolio versus just buying something like the S&P 500, what I found is the results were very similar. From a time perspective, from a trying to beat the market, I've swallowed my pride a little bit. When I take into account, obviously, like the public portfolio as well as my crypto investments and like my entire portfolio, I've outperformed the market. But going back to the public stock portfolio, that's the reason I converted to index ETFs. And here's the breakdown: 44% in SPLG, 42% in QQM, and then around 11% in IJR. Have 2% in bonds, basically no cash, and then I'll sell an occasional covered call, and then I'll sell an occasional put against SPLG. But that's an update on the public stock portfolio, what I'm currently and planning on doing in the future, mostly index ETFs, playing with some covered calls and selling puts. Thanks guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to like it and follow along for more investing tips, personal finance tips, all that good stuff. And as always, have a great day.